Hello, friends, and welcome to the Week 11 preview episode of the B&E podcast presented by Premium. My name is Brandon. He's Ed. Ed, how you feeling today?
I'm doing all right, man. How about you?
Doing good. Victory Friday.
I hear you.
Yep,
I feel you on that. We're definitely going to talk about that game. Let's
for
get this
sure.
opening drive going. The Bills have fired their offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey, and named Joe Brady as his replacement. Jets running back Michael Carter has been released by the team and was picked up from waivers by Arizona. Raiders have claimed cornerback Jack Jones off waivers. Antonio Pierce coached Jack Jones in high school and was on the coaching staff at Arizona State when Jack Jones was a player there. Dallas linebacker Leighton Vander Esch is out for the season with a neck injury. This is his fourth of his career and a potential career-threatening injury as well. So hopefully, he can get that fixed. Texans linebacker Denzel Perryman, 3-game suspension has been knocked down to 2 games after appeal. Deshaun Watson has been ruled out for the season with a fractured shoulder. Mark Andrews, tight end for the Ravens, is expected to miss the rest of the season with an ankle injury. And Joe Burrow is also out this season now with a torn ligament in his wrist.
Yeah, tough break. Both starting quarterbacks in the state of Ohio, excuse me, I'm gone for the season. Speedy recovery to both of those guys. Thursday night football, though, it featured the Ravens and our AFC North rival, the Bengals. Big win for us, but just some unfortunate injuries. You mentioned Joe Burrow out for the season. Mark Andrews likely done as well, pretty much um, gone as well for the season. So, yeah, we all know I'm not a big fan of primetime games and Thursday night football games overall. I think it's too short of a turnaround for those players. I don't think they have enough time to prepare their bodies, rest and heal. Um, game plan, all that kind of stuff. But it certainly helps when we win, obviously. So I think we won this game on big splash plays, if I could talk right. Nelson Aguilar, his touchdown, ran across the middle. He wasn't even really looking at the ball. Ball got tipped, ended up in his hands. Next thing I know, he was flipping in the end zone. That catch was for 37 yards. OBJ had a big 51-yard touch. He didn't get in the end zone, big 51-yard catch. Um, Bateman's touchdown catch. It wasn't a big splash play, but it was a great route. It kind of appeared out of nowhere, and LJ stepped up in the pocket and tossed it to him there. And then Keaton Mitchell, the rookie, and Gus Edwards gains of 26 and 21 yards. They're long, respectively, between the two of them. Defensively, we continue to get after the quarterback. Obviously, Joe Burrow left in the pretty much right at the end of the first half. Jake Browning came in. We still got after him as well. Added 5 more total sacks. We're still tops in the league in that. Uh, and we actually played their receivers better, seems like this year without Marlon Humphrey than he in years past. You know what I'm saying? I know this game was kind of a different situation because Burrow didn't play the entire game, but even in the first half, we our corners that I think I mentioned last week, the week before, how, we're so banged up in that, or so no names in a sense, pretty much in our secondary at from the cornerback position. Brandon Stevens, Ronald Darby, Rocky Sin. Those guys have started in other places, but they're no number two legit corner. And yeah, we the leading receiver last night was 4 catches, 49 yards. Tanner Hudson. Um, Jamar Chase was pretty much held in check until that last inside a 2 minute touchdown that he got. Tyler Boyd was held in check as well. So, yeah, shout out to the defense and the game plan there for keeping those guys in check. And they did the same thing when we played them in week 2 as well. I was nervous though when Joe Burrow got out when he got injured because we typically don't play backup quarterbacks good, but Browning is basically a rookie. He hadn't really played before. And we played him damn good. Between us, New England, and Pittsburgh, I always say we're the 3 teams you don't want to face if you're a rookie quarterback. Still have concerns though stopping the run over the past 2 games. Um, just like Cleveland did, they ran towards their right side of the offensive line, and we had some difficulties there. I kind of thought Joe Mixon was going to end up over 100 yards, but they kind of got away from him in that second quarter, and then they kind of picked it back up there in the third. But by that time, we pretty much had control of the game. So yeah, we got to clean that up. Got the W though. We're now 20-3 at home in primetime games under John Harbaugh and 8-0 on Thursday Night Football. Get a few extra days of rest. Next week we're at the Chargers. I know you were texting me during this game, especially with the play of their linebacker out there for Cincinnati. What did you think about this one?
Yeah, game was basically decided once Joe Burrow went out.
Mhm.
Quick note I want to make there was a touchdown call back on Zay Flowers, where they
Yeah.
got OBJ with a holding penalty. I thought that was a hogwash. I think that was a
Yep.
legit block, and Zay Flowers should have got that touchdown. Yeah, Logan Wilson, man. I don't know. He looked like he might have been playing with Sean Payton and the Saints back in the day with the bounty money where he was
Oh yeah.
laying people out. They were talking about that hip drop tackle. I know that's going to be a big conversation for debate going forward and how they want to get rid of that tackle. This is taking a couple players out last night. Almost took out Lamar Jackson. He had a
Yep.
bad reaction to one of those type of tackles from Logan Wilson. A cool note that Al Michaels mentioned that I didn't realize: Dax Hill for the Bengals and Justice Hill for the Ravens are brothers. That's pretty cool that they
Yeah.
were playing against each other. Probably mentioned it before, but that was the first time I really realized it. Um, but yeah, man, once Joe Burrow left the game with that wrist injury, Browning did come in. I think he led them for a touchdown, or maybe it was
Yep.
3 points. But after that, you guys pretty much took the game under control. Kyle Hamilton looks like a budding superstar for you guys on
Yep.
the defensive side. And I texted you, I was like, I bench Gus Edwards. For
Yeah.
some reason, I don't. Me and Thursday night games and players I got on my teams of fantasy just don't do well. So I said, let me, even though Gus Edwards been doing great. I mean, this is I think he got like 10 touchdowns in 6 games or something like that right now, the way he's been going on. But I put him on a bench and I'll just shake my head with each touchdown he had last night. Same for OBJ with each catch. He's starting to warm up more and more. Hopefully
Mhm.
that shoulder injury he suffered last night isn't too impactful. But yeah, it was a good win for you guys. I don't know how your offense is going to look going forward with Mark Andrews. That's a
Yep.
big loss for you guys. So we'll see how you guys can adjust to that. But yeah, definitely a big win for you guys against the Bengals, who season's probably over now. Now that Joe Burrow is out for the season, it's kind of crazy. All right, people are calling this the most anticipated game of the season, the Super Bowl rematch. We got the Eagles at the Chiefs. Eagles are on the best record in NFL right now, and the Chiefs are 2.5 point favorite. The Chiefs has won 7 of the last 8 games as well. But I really like this game. Couple of differences from the Super Bowl these teams. Jalen Carter, the rookie D tackle, he's playing against the Chiefs now, so I want to see how he looks against that offense of line of the Chiefs. Also, as we know, the Eagles got DeAndre Swift now, so I expect that running game to be really nice for the Eagles. On the Chiefs side of the ball, last year Juju Smith-Schuster, he was a big player for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. They don't have him this year. Rashi Rice, the rookie receiver for the Chiefs, he's
Mhm.
come in and played really well. So I want to see how he looks out there against this Eagles defense. The Eagles won't have Dallas Goedert though, so I think that's going to be a detriment to them against this Chiefs defense. Has been playing really well. The Chiefs are well more balanced team as looks this year. So I don't know. I'm still kind of leaning toward the Eagles just a little bit. That brotherly shove is pretty much unstoppable. And I think the Eagles are going to be able to run the ball against the Chiefs. DeAndre Swift and crew will be nice on the ground. Kenneth Gainwell and those guys. And of course, they got that X factor in AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. I think he will have a nice game as well if they try to shut down AJ Brown. How you got this game going, though, Brandon?
Yeah, two things the Chiefs are good at: throwing the ball across the yard and limiting teams from scoring. The Eagles, they're tied third in NFL in scoring offense, and they have the eighth ranked rushing attack. I think this game will be close, but I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
for the Chiefs to win as well. Um, each of their home wins, they've held their opponents to 17 points or less. Damn near unbeatable there at Arrowhead. I know they had the first hiccup there against Detroit, but pretty much since then they've been um, automatic down the stretch. I think Andy Reid, he'll call like a balance of attack, offensive attack. You got Pacheco, McKinnon. From what I understand, Clyde Edwards-Helaire might be back in this one as well. Um, I think if their secondary can hold their own against AJ Brown, George Kalafdis, and Big Chris Jones, the game changer, they'll definitely create some issues for a very stout offensive line of the Eagles. Um, for the Eagles, they got to protect the ball. I mean, they've been giving the ball away this year a lot more than they typically do. They put the ball on the ground twice against Dallas in their last game. They recovered them both, but you just can't do that against Kansas City, a team that thrives on giving Patrick Mahomes a short field and giving him even more advantages than he already has with the magic that he can create on the field. So um, I will say I hope the Eagles put it on the Chiefs, but I think I'm going to go with the home team in this one, the Kansas City Chiefs. There on what we got Monday Night Football, right? Yeah, Monday
Yeah,
night.
Monday Night Football, and I don't think the Eagles will be complaining about the playing surface when they go
Yeah.
against the Chiefs. I think the playing surface is going to be all right in the stadium. They're playing on turf, but I don't think we'll hear any complaints about slippery conditions on the field this time.
All right. Steelers and Browns. Each of the AFC North teams will be battling each other this weekend in the dog pound. Pittsburgh versus Cleveland, 1 o'clock on CBS. This game in particular, despite their records, is always tough to predict. As an AFC North fan, I think this rivalry between these two teams are probably better than Steelers Ravens, in my opinion. I think this rivalry goes back a little bit further. I do remember Joey Porter Sr., the linebacker. Of course, his son is the rookie this year, the defensive back. I remember him against Cleveland one year, like at the 50-yard line, talking smack to the Browns players. He had his jersey up to here. It's like a classic moment in this rivalry. And then I think it was like 2001-ish, 2002, sometime around then. Butch Davis was the Browns head coach, and Bill Cowher was the Steelers head coach. One of the last times I remember the Browns in the playoffs, they had a big comeback in that game. Pittsburgh um, took the W though. Yeah, definitely a good rivalry though. We know that Deshaun Watson's going to be out for this one. Dorian Thompson Robinson, he'll get the start. His only start this year was against us. He had 3 interceptions. He was sacked 4 times. He'll play the Steelers defense. We know TJ Watt and those guys are going to get after him. I mentioned before in the last game how the Steelers defense is one of the best when playing a rookie quarterbacks, and we'll definitely, I think, see that for sure on Sunday in this one. Steelers coming off a game with 2 interceptions. Their defense, I think they'll get after him again early and often. He has a good offensive line in front of him. It'd definitely be easier said than done. But Pittsburgh run the ball. That's how they won last week. They got Warren involved. They got Najee Harris involved. Keep it going. You want to keep the ball out of your hands, out of the hands of the quarterback, Kenny Pickett. They definitely play better. Pittsburgh does when they limit the amount of throws their quarterback has, and that's dates back to the Ben Roethlisberger days as well. Um, but like you said, Cleveland is so unpredictable. They won 2 straight games. They should have beaten Seattle to be on a 5-game win streak. Um, they're good at running the ball, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the Browns in this one. I think they definitely play our teams in the AFC North better at home than they do on the road. So yeah, give me the Browns. How about you?
You picking the Browns? Okay.
Yeah, upset.
Yeah, I got you. Like you said, like I said, the Browns are super unpredictable, so I don't like picking against them or even playing or even just predicting the damn games with the Browns some more. You mentioned Dorian Thompson Robinson starting for the Browns, the rookie
Mm,
quarterback. They say Mike Tomlin is 25-5 against the rookie quarterbacks in his
yep.
career. So I like the Steelers on this one. So that probably means the Browns are gonna pull something out their ass and win it. But I like the Steelers in this one. The Browns O line is still banged up, missing a couple of their starters, and one of the backups is out as well. So I think it's going to be another long game for Dorian Thompson Robinson. I'm sure we'll see a healthy amount of Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt, but I like that Steelers defense. Like you said, hopefully the Steelers can run the ball, make sure Kenny Pickett doesn't have to win the game. And they should I think that Steelers defense is gonna cause a lot of problems for Dorian Thompson Robinson. And yeah, give me the Steelers in this one. But Browns probably gonna win now because just how it is.
Yep. All right, everyone. This episode is brought to you by Premium, a CBD and wellness company. Check out their full line of CBD infused products, which make great stocking stuffers for the upcoming holiday season. They're perfect for athletes, weekend warriors, soccer moms, and even armchair quarterbacks. They have CBD infused honey, which is a personal favorite, as well as tinctures and mint and regular flavor. Most importantly, they're veteran and women owned, so come get some of this sweet temptation and taste the premium difference. Use code B&E for 15% off your order. Their website is www.premium.com. That's PREHEMIUM.com. Again, PREHEMIUM.com. Now back to our show. We're looking at the 6-3 Dolphins coming off a bye against the Raiders, who have won two straight under interim coach Antonio Pierce. Sunday afternoon. You look at these two teams from afar, you would think that the Raiders were going to get crushed by the Dolphins. Again, the Raiders coming off two back-to-back wins against the teams from New York City. I know it's the Jets and Giants, but they got the W. So Josh Jacobs, I think he's taken a step back, as has the whole team, including Devontae a little bit. We know Antonio Pierce wants to win by running the ball and playing good defense. I think Jacobs, he got the ball last week, and I think it'll continue to be the same moving forward. Aiden O'Connell, he made an effort to get the ball to Devontae Adams last week. Um, but Jalen Ramsey and that Miami secondary, I think they'll be ready for the Pro Bowler down there in South Beach. I think this game is, yeah, in South Beach. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins though to win this one by at least two touchdowns. They're undefeated at home. Just the offensive explosion they got. You still got Phillips on the defensive side and Chubb. I mentioned Ramsey as well. So yeah, I think it'll be a pretty easy win for the Dolphins. Not as much as it would be like definitely before Antonio Pierce took over. I think they're on a momentum swing though. What about you?
Yeah, Miami's coming off a bye week. You said you think they'll win by two touchdowns. I think Vegas agrees with you. They're about a 13.5 point favorite right now. Last time these teams played each other was in 2021. Raiders actually won that game 31 to 28, 31, 28 on the game winning field goal. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the Dolphins should get this one done. Um, their running back Devin Achane is still on IR, but I think Mostert and those guys will be a good backfill for him. Tyreek Hill is still dynamic. I like Jalen Waddle as well. And like you said, Jalen Ramsey, his third game back. He said in practice he's still returning to form since coming back from a training camp and everything. So I think he'll get better and better. Might be a long day for Devontae Adams. And I do like the Raiders now with Antonio Pierce as the head
Mhm.
coach. They're 2-0 now, but this is going to be a real tough test for them. I think he'll have it a game. I think it'll be a little bit closer than how the spread is. I think the Raiders probably give me 10 points. I think the Raiders can keep it within 10. But yeah, I do think the Dolphins are just a little bit too explosive for the Raiders right now. The offense is still having growing pains. They got Aiden O'Connell, not from Derek Carr, anybody anymore. So, and yeah, I don't see the Raiders actually winning this one unless that defense, Max Crosby, is able to cause some turnovers and make some plays. So give me the Dolphins in this one for sure. And now we're gonna switch back to the NFC West. Seahawks at the Rams. Rams are currently on a 3-game losing streak and they're coming off a bye right now. Brandon, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, everyone, we're talking about Seahawks and Rams. I wanted to pick this one. Feel like we hadn't been giving much attention to Rams lately. I think you could narrow down some of their issues to the fact that Matt Stafford has been in and out of the lineup lately. Coupled with the fact defensively, they've been giving up a lot of big plays as well. Last week they struggled against the run against Green Bay. I think, obviously Seattle will run it down your throat. Talk about Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker the third. We both saw
Mm-hmm.
those guys within the past couple weeks. Um, those guys are definitely some, force to be reckoned with there in Seattle. Something they've always done well is running the ball. But the Rams also should be aware of the arm of Geno Smith. Hopefully Aaron Donald and those guys, if I'm a Rams fan, they can get after Geno because Geno, he'll definitely find Metcalf and Lockett if he has time. And you know that from last week, and we again played him a couple weeks ago, and Metcalf was a concern of mine as well. Divisional game though, these two coaches are quite familiar with each other. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks though on the road to win down there at SoFi Stadium. How about you?
Yeah, the Rams, or excuse me, the Seahawks, they're a 1 point favorite right now. It looks like Matt Stafford is going to come back with that thumb injury.
Yep.
So I'm actually leaning towards the Rams a little bit more. I think with Matt Stafford back, that offense should be a little bit more explosive. I know the Seahawks, that secondary is pretty good. The rookie they got, Devin Witherspoon, has
Yep.
been playing really nice, and they still got my guy Tariq Woolen out there as well. But I think with the Stafford coming back, that Rams offense could kick it back into gear. Cooper Kupp, he's been banged up this season, but I think he might start getting back in the stride now. They're coming off a bye week. Hopefully, he's a little bit more healthy. Puka Nacua, the rookie wide receiver who had a breakout the first time they played against the Seahawks. I expect him to still do some nice things as well,
Hmm.
and hopefully they can get Tutu Atwell involved too. Every time he gets involved with the game, he's pretty explosive, a fast receiver. They do good things. I'm a little concerned about the Rams running game though. I know their rookie running back was playing really well. Kyren, he's out, but I'm trying to see, can I trust Royce Freeman and Darrell Henderson back there against the Seahawks? If they can play a little well, I like the Rams' chances. And like I mentioned earlier, the Seahawks are just a 1 point favorite. So I think Vegas and crew think this will be a close game as well. So I'm leaning to the Rams at home. Give me the Rams, everyone. Now it looks into these other games of the week. I'm going to want to ask you for guaranteed picks as well after I go through these. Brandon, we got Chicago at Detroit. The Chargers are taking on Green Bay. Giants at Commanders. Dallas Cowboys at the Carolina Panthers. The Titans are taking on Jacksonville. Arizona is at Houston Texans. Tampa Bay is at the 49ers. The Jets are playing the Bills. And the Vikings are taking on the Broncos in Sunday Night Football. Brandon, I want to ask you for your guaranteed pick first, and then let me know which of these games you'll be looking at as well.
Yeah, my guaranteed pick, I'm gonna go with the Lions over the Bears. I think they should mop the floor. There at Ford Field with the Bears, and I don't believe Justin Fields is going to be back in this one either.
I
Last
think
time.
he is playing.
Oh, he is playing. Okay. Well,
I
I
believe
still
so.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll make much of a difference either way. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lions. What about you?
I'm going with the Cowboys over the Panthers. I think
Good pick.
that's going to be my guaranteed pick this week. But
Good pick.
what are these other games you looking at though?
Yeah, other games, like you said, Cowboys and Panthers. I want to pick Carolina, but the Cowboys, they should end up with another shutout or at least hold them to 10 points or less. Carolina just not clicking like I thought they were going to be this year. Tennessee Titans and Jacksonville Jaguars, divisional game. I like the Jags to rebound from that awful performance last week against
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco, and I think they'll take down Levis and the Titans there down in Duval County. Jets and Bills. This game, this game could be bad. Honestly, neither of these teams are making much noise lately. We'll see how the Bills offense does with Ken Dorsey gone and Joe Brady now calling plays. Remember, he was the Panthers offensive coordinator a while back, and he didn't exactly keep his job there either. So yeah, and then you have Trayvon Diggs making some interesting comments regarding his
Mm-hmm.
brother's status on X, formerly known as Twitter. So yeah, that should definitely be a game to watch there in Buffalo. And I picked Buffalo as my lock in my picks league last week on Monday Night Football, and of course they lost that one. So yeah, uh I'm not exactly happy right now with the Bills. Yeah, that's who I got. What about you? Which games are you watching for?
I'm gonna look at this Texans Cardinals game. Second game back for Kyler Murray. See how he's going up against this rookie CJ Stroud. I'm really interested to see how he's gonna play for the rest of the year. So looking at that Texans Cardinals game. Of course, I'm gonna look at the Commanders Giants. You said earlier in the show you need to win, play against the Raiders. Giants, you need to win. You got the Commanders. Maybe you can guys get it done. I expect a heavy dose of Kayvon Thibodeau looking like Lawrence Taylor out there. So I don't know how it's gonna go for the Commanders. We should win this game, I'm thinking, but divisional opponent and just the way the Commanders are, I can see the Giants getting a win. I'm looking at the Broncos and the Vikings in Sunday Night Football. I think that's going to be a really good game. Josh Dobbs has been playing, inspired football, and the Broncos, they pulled an upset against the Bills. I think they're going
Yep.
into the stride this year. Broncos country, let's ride. And you look overall at the AFC West now. Look at these records. I mean, Raiders 5-5. The Chargers and the Broncos are 4-5. Chargers might be a little bit on the downside, but I think that division is starting to heat up. We'll see how the Raiders look this weekend. If they can go to 6-5, it would be a heavy task. But yeah, I'm looking at that Sunday night football game as well. And then it's one more game. I'm gonna check out this Lions Bears game if I can. Justin Fields being
Yep.
back. I agree with you though. I think the Lions should win this game, but the Lions defense has been kind of shaky this year. So I want to see how Justin Fields looks out there and if he can pull out some pretty miraculous plays and get the W for the Bears. But yeah, I think the Lions should win this one. And then for the hell of it, I'm gonna be on Red Zone, so I should see a good portion of a lot of these games. But yeah, I want to see actually that Jaguars Titans. You talked about that game too. I want to see if they bounced back. Trevor Lawrence, he had like a knee injury 3 weeks ago. I feel like he's
Mhm.
still dealing with issues with that. He did play against the Niners last week with the revamped defense. Now they got Chase Young, but yeah, I want to see if he's still suffering from that knee injury or not as well. And all right, everyone. Of course, we got to keep you updated on Colorado Buffalo's college football. They're playing Washington State tonight. They're going to be playing at 7:30 West Coast time, 10:30 East Coast time. So it's going to be a late start for you folks on the
Yep.
East Coast. But we'll definitely keep you updated on the rest of their season. At least tell you who they'll be playing and stuff. This is a game they might be able to win. They're only Washington's only a 4-point favorite. They're not ranked, so there's a good chance Colorado wins this one. But I gotta see how the O line and D line look. That's their biggest weakness, in my opinion. So we'll see how they look. You got any thoughts on this game for Colorado?
Yeah. Washington State, that Colorado definitely had their hands full with the Washington State offense, though. You're talking about Cam Ward and Lincoln Victor, good quarterback to wide receiver combination out there. Those guys are lighting it up for
Gotcha.
sure. But at the same time, Washington State, I'm looking, they apparently they turn the ball over a lot, so they might get some opportunities. Colorado to make some noise, shorten the field for Shador Sanders and company. Um, yeah, best of luck to them. But I know you said what are they? They're 4-point favorites or Washington State's 4-point favorites?
Washington State is.
Washington State's 4-point. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I know that neither team are very good in the conference. So yeah, I want to go with Colorado. I think I'm gonna lean towards Washington State though.
Gotcha. All right, everyone. Next week is Thanksgiving, so if we don't see you, have a happy holidays. Once again, I want to thank everybody who watches, taking their time out to watch. Now, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Hope everybody has a good weekend, everyone.
Peace.